If you are thinking of moving to the greater Phoenix area, one of the biggest questions you're going to have is, what is the right area for me? Today, I've asked ChatGPT, and I am going to be breaking down the top 5 areas that ChatGPT says is the best place to live in the Phoenix area, under $1 million. So I'm going to start off at number 5, but don't go anywhere, because I am telling you, number 1, even for me, I was surprised. I was shocked. I wasn't shocked. I was surprised. All right, guys, let's take off. Number 5, it says East Valley, and it combines the suburbs of Queen Creek, Mesa, and Santan Valley. And let me tell you, I know this area like the back of my hands, and I would not say they're all created equal. There's good and bad in all 3 different areas. So if you really want a deep dive, you're just gonna have to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. I will make sure that we get you the information you're looking for. But for the sake of this video, and also just to go along with what ChatGPT says, because you know they say those computer robots are correct, they offer a good value, all 3 of these cities. And I will say, I agree with that. They offer a good value. You get more space per dollar. In my opinion, I call that you get a bigger bang for your buck. You get bigger, newer, and it's less expensive the further you go out. Mesa has great schools in this area, as does Queen Creek. Santan Valley, they're still working on it. They just voted in that they will be incorporated. And so we will see that improvement over the next decade. Now, here's also a clarification for you. Incorporated means that Santan Valley will become a town or a city of its own, not incorporated into Queen Creek. I've had some people call me and they were a little misunderstood. So again, if you want to get the details, if you want to get the itty bitty details, you got to give us a call. This particular part of the valley, though, this is where the big bang is. Growing amenities, good schools in many parts. It's less dense and it's more spread out. So if you are looking for not the hustle and bustle, if you are looking for that more open feeling, and if you are also looking for not so much desert, like you might like to see the mountains and some beautiful cactus, but you also really have an appreciation for green and trees and water and hiking trails, and I could go on and on, but I won't. There's a lot to offer in this part of town. It's by far the greenest part of the entire Phoenix Valley. So if green's your thing, this is an area we should talk about. Many of the homes in this area are going to be in the range of about $400,000 to $700,000. Now, if you are looking for luxury homes, I promise you there's plenty of luxury homes literally just about anywhere else in the Phoenix Valley. If you are looking for more of a rural property, maybe a farmhouse style where you have maybe a 1/4 of an acre, a 1/2 acre, no HOA, we have sold a ton of properties like that out here in the south part of the greater Phoenix area. Actually, Santan Valley and Queen Creek both have these type of properties. If you're looking for a place to store all your toys, if you are looking for an RV garage, again, no HOA, maybe you want to build a wood shop or you want to build some stables, this is a highly desirable area for this type of living. Now, overall, it's kind of a trade-off. Every area, no matter where you are looking at, there's always pros and cons. The trade-off here is the commute is going to be a little bit longer if you work in central Phoenix area. If you work in the Southeast Valley, let's say you work in Chandler or in Gilbert or even in Tempe, you're going to find this area drivable and something that will only improve. It's not very fun right now, not gonna lie, but it will improve with, we have 2 freeways that are going to be coming to life. We have State Route 24 that's right now in operation. It's more of an expressway, so it stops at like every couple of miles. That's not fun when you have a lot of traffic. That will open up to an actual freeway. And then we will also see a new freeway that's going to change this part of the valley like you guys have no idea. It's going to be the 505, and that will be about a 7 to 10 year period of time. So when you are looking at an area that will see exponential growth, this is an area that's still affordable, that you will see that area. Now, overall, I have to say, again, ChatGPT points out that summer heat can hit hard in the outlying desert areas. You know what, guys? There's not that much temperature difference if you're in the Southeast Valley versus the Northwest Valley. We're talking maybe a couple of degrees difference. Now, if you get super, super far north Phoenix, actually outside of Phoenix to like New River and even a little bit further, yeah, you might be looking at 5 degrees, but we're not talking 10. So just to let you know, there's not a huge temperature difference no matter really where you live within the Phoenix area. When it's hot everywhere. Now, this particular area, you do want to be aware of water services and utility services. There are some areas that are on water municipality, which means it's managed by a town or a city. And there's also some private water areas, and there's even some wells. Many of those rural properties that I was mentioning and the horse properties, those are going to be on septic systems, which are really not very difficult to maintain at all. But if you are in a national builders community, which the majority of the people are buying in those type of communities, number one, you do have a 100-year guarantee of water supply, if not more. That was needed to be proven prior to the builder receiving a permit. So you're A-okay on that. Also, some of these areas also have some community facilities districts. That is CFD. There's different names in different parts of the country, but it's an added layer of costs that goes into your property taxes. So again, if you're really trying to stretch that dollar and you want to know utilities, water, property taxes, homeowners insurance, things like that, if you want to have those conversations, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We'll set up a Zoom meeting and we'll get all the answers for you as soon as possible. If I don't already know it, because I'm pretty sure I might know it. Just saying. Okay, coming in at number 4 is not only a city, but it actually names a master plan community, and I'm going to tell you why. Number 4 is Peoria, and I'm going to say not all of Peoria is created equal. And so clearly ChatGPT is saying they're identifying this particular area called Vistancia. Now, Vistancia is not the only community, but it is the one that really stands out above all the rest. Super suburban. It has a brand new freeway that goes out that way up to the 303. There's a lot of things for families set up in this area. Lots of parks, lots of trails, and there is some shopping. Now, parts of Peoria is starting to see a lot more shopping coming in because of what is going up in North Phoenix, which is Taiwan Semiconductor. So although those jobs haven't all opened up, there's literally going to be thousands of new jobs in this part of the greater Phoenix area. So again, Peoria too will consistently see a lot of appreciation over the next 20 years. The East Valley is going to see some of that in 10 years. Peoria area is going to be more like 20 years. I would say that you can get beautiful luxury homes close to that $1 million price point in the Peoria area will blow any other $1 million home away anywhere else. And not just in Vistancia. They are building some of the most incredible $1 million homes that would be 1.5 million in the Southeast Valley, and they would be closer to 2 to 3 million in Scottsdale. You can still get a phenomenal, beautiful luxury home, again, right around that $1 million price point. If you are not at that $1 million price point, there is still a lot of homes in this area that's in the $400,000 to $500,000 price point. Most of the new construction, though, is going to be closer to that $500,000 to $700,000. If this is an area that you are interested in, I have done tons of videos on this. I've combed the area. I have met the donkeys in the desert. If you don't know what I mean, there's donkeys wandering around this area. In Southeast Valley, we have wild horses, and in the Northwest Valley, we have wild mules. Isn't that weird? But yep, they're out there, and you can hear them, and you can hear the coyotes up this way. In fact, Peoria is more known for its outdoor desert lifestyle. You will see more desert landscaping up this way. You're going to see the open desert and beautiful cacti. It's not the big saguaros. Like, there are some tall, skinny saguaros like this, but most of it's a low brush, but beautiful mountains, every single different direction. Okay, maybe they're not mountains, they're hills, but beautiful trails even throughout the city in Peoria. Lots to offer here. And if you are a big outdoor enthusiast, you are only 25 minutes from Vistancia, away from Lake Pleasant. Lake Pleasant is the largest body of water that we have in the greater Phoenix area. There are a couple of other lakes in the East Valley, but this by far is the one truest to most people that are moving here because of its size. There is an amazing restaurant right on the water. It's a lot of fun. It's called Dylan's. And then there's also different kinds of water activities for the kids as well. In the summertime, summertime, they have the world's largest water slide. There's jet skiing, there's paddleboarding. You can rent boats, you can go water skiing. And then they also have houseboat rentals. There's fishing over here and a lot of fun, even camping over the holidays. And they do fireworks over the lake over the holidays. So there's a lot of activities. If you love outdoor lifestyle, this is an area I would highly, highly recommend. Now, the one thing I also point out is when you are one with wilderness, you have a lot of the critters. If you haven't seen videos on pros and cons, one of the cons that we have is we have a lot of critters here. We have scorpions, we have spiders, we have rattlesnakes, we have coyotes, we even have some big cats. We also have javelinas. Those are the ugliest pigs you ever did see. If you see a tarantula, know that they're friendly. Just leave them alone. They'll leave you alone. They're actually very nice and you want them near you. If you work in the northwest part of the valley, this is ideal. If you work in downtown Phoenix, it's going to be a little bit of a headache. If you are traveling a lot and need to get to the Phoenix airport, you're looking at an hour commute with no backups. I wouldn't say traffic because that's with traffic, but as long as there's not an accident and the roads are closed. Ugh. Also, living in Peoria, you always want to use your GPS. If you're coming into town to meet your friends over by P83, which is massive shopping, by the way, that's where the Peoria Sports Complex is, and that's where you can catch yourself a spring training game. There's also a Costco here, a Walmart, there's a Sam's Club, there's all kinds of restaurants, hotels for your friends to stay at so they don't have to come and stay at your house. Massive shopping over here. There's closer shopping also. They call it Four Corners. It's right on the corner of Lake Pleasant and Happy Valley Road. I've been told there are over 78 different restaurants and shops, including Sprouts, Home Depot. There's an Aldi up this way. There is everything within a 15 to 17 minute drive of Peoria and Vistancia. But as everything continues to grow in the Northwest, we will continue to see more things open up near the Vistancia area. We will see another big employer moving there called Amcor. If you haven't heard of them, they're a huge shipping and packaging company, and they are opening up specifically to support Taiwan Semiconductor, and it's just outside of Vistancia. And there is also a huge new retail shopping kind of place opening up there. It's going to take a couple of years where there'll be some local little shop, again, right on site in Vistancia. Just got to give it a little time. All of these are really relatively new areas, which again, honestly, it's super clean. Depending on where you're coming from, if you're coming from a big city, any big city, Arizona is going to look spotless to you. Like there is no dirt, trash, homeless meandering around these suburbs. You're going to love it. Coming in at number 3 is going to be Goodyear. Now, Goodyear, I always say this, Estrella Mountain Ranch is in Goodyear, but not all of Goodyear is in Estrella Mountain Ranch. So again, this is Goodyear in general, and I would say overall, there is a lot of good spots for Goodyear. If you're looking for a master plan community, Estrella Mountain Ranch is one of my absolute favorites. You feel like you're on vacation 100% of the time. There is an on-site Safeway, so if you can get everything that you need to live, work, and play in Safeway, you never have to leave Estrella. If you do need to go into the city, if you're going to be flying from Estrella Mountain Ranch, it's a 45-minute to an hour drive. Don't miss your flight. I also know a couple of kids that go to ASU and the Tempe campus, and it's an hour drive. Interstate 10 is not fun, and we're not going to see any reprieve on the 10 freeway over this way for quite some time. We'll see some of the other entrants into the city make some changes that hopefully will impact this part of Interstate 10. So depending on where you work, Goodyear may or may not work for you. This is why you got to give us a call, you guys. We know the traffic and when and hours. And here's another thing. People in Phoenix, when they have a choice to work flex hours, more often than not, people work 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Not kidding. That's kind of the normal work day here, just to let you know, maybe even 7 to 3. So the traffic is bad. I'm not going to lie. I think anybody that lives here will tell you the traffic has been crazy. It's just gotten worse and worse, and we haven't made enough freeway improvements, but they're coming. All right. Sorry. That's the negative in me. All right. So Goodyear is known for rapid growth, reasonably affordable, and good for families and access to outdoor options. There is no water out this way. way, the lake at Estrella Mountain Ranch is for use only for the residents. It is also not a full lake to go swimming. It's going to be paddleboard, kayak. Actually, I don't know if people actually paddleboard on it. It's called potable water. It's not safe to drink and it's not safe to swim in there. It is fishable. There's several golf courses out this way. And you're only 10 minutes, if you're at Estrella Mountain Ranch, you're only about 15 minutes from Goodyear Square. And this is where we're starting to see a lot of things happen. We also have a Buc-ee's coming in. We're so excited about that. But the median home values in this area are right around 480. And to be honest with you, even in my opinion, down to 400. You can get, out of all the areas that I've mentioned so far, this is the area you will get the biggest bang for your buck, in my opinion. It's farther out from the core. Commute times are longer only if you depend on Interstate 10. It depends on where you work. There is another freeway that's going to be going in south of here, and it's going to be called State Route 30. That's also going to be a few years out, more than a few years out. That's probably going to be about 3 to 5. At least we know what's on the drawing board, and we also know which is coming first. When the one I previously mentioned on the East Valley, when that's done, they're going to start working on this 30. Lots more shopping coming in. Hospitals are not as established in this area as even, believe it or not, the East Valley and the Vistancia area. Even though Vistancia is kind of out on its own, there is a very large retirement community. When I say very large, I'm talking like almost, well, maybe not 1 million people, 500,000 people that live up that way. So there is a lot of medical resources up in the Peoria area. Not so much in Goodyear. There is medical services though, but you might have to drive a little bit further, and there's not as many Costco's, although there is one in the neighboring city called Buckeye. You've probably been foaming at the mouth waiting for me to say this town name because everybody knows this name. If you're thinking of moving to the greater Phoenix area, you've heard the town, Gilbert. Gilbert comes in at number 2 for housing under $1 million. Like I said earlier, you can get homes over $1 million anywhere. So we're trying to stay in the more like, familial size type of home, not luxury. So although Gilbert is known as kind of the new Scottsdale, and it is getting up there, let me tell you that. So out of all the areas that I have identified, this is the most expensive area. But it's nice to see there are some opportunities in Gilbert that we hadn't had in the years past. Gilbert is mostly known for extremely strong faith, family, schools, entertainment, like almost in that particular order. Gilbert has some of the best schools in the greater Phoenix area, but if we're really comparing schools, Chandler schools are better, but it just didn't make this list. But amazing schools in and around the Gilbert area. Lots of family-oriented activities, everything from rodeo to farmers markets, although the one in downtown Gilbert did just move to Chandler. I know that's kind of weird, right? But the downtown vibe is so amazing. Over the holidays, they literally have carolers on the corners. It's a family downtown. It's probably the only downtown I feel like is really family focused. There is so much charm. It is very farm to table kind of community. It's outdoor restaurants, bars, kid-friendly, dog-friendly, sitting outside amongst the beautiful trees. This is an area where there is a lot of communities that have gorgeous trees, big, beautiful lawns, grassy areas. And I'm not talking about just the housing. I'm talking about the common areas in these communities. Some of my favorite communities in Gilbert, Morrison Ranch is just absolutely breathtaking. And there are homes in the median home range in Gilbert right now is about $550,000 to $600,000. Can you get a home in every single community? No, at this price, but around this area you can. So again, you just need to give us a call because you might not know where to look. And here's the thing, you guys, if you're looking by price point and city, you have no idea if this is a good part or bad part. There is a good and bad part of every single town. And we know it. Like, see this? Like the back of my hand. Gilbert, this girl, I tell you, I remember when it was a small little farming town, they had one little country bar and you could pick up a bale of hay on the kitty corner. No longer today. In fact, there's a lot of apartments, literally thousands of apartments. That's not one of the good things about Gilbert. Gilbert is very built up, but if you are looking for luxury, you're probably looking in Gilbert by hands down, definitely. The restaurants there are incredible. We're talking about top Michelin star, top rated. These are restaurants that maybe overlooked Scottsdale and decided to go to Gilbert. Gilbert has casinos. It has a ton of churches. It has activities, festivals. Oh, Gilbert Regional Park. If you're a pickleballer, oh my God, that is like the central part of the entire valley. Well, Scottsdale's really big on that too, but if that's what you're into, you're going to love Gilbert. But Gilbert Regional Park has a big outdoor concert venue tied to the pickleball area. There's a huge splash pad. Oh my God, it's the best. People come from all over the valley to go to Gilbert Regional Park. And the outdoor events that are at this same park are just absolutely mind-blowing. And all of these, by the way, are family focused. Everything Gilbert does keeps the family in mind. So this is a great area for kids at any age, and Gilbert truly does have it all. Now, one of the negatives about Gilbert, I will be honest with you, is their water is very expensive. They have plenty of water. The reason the water services went up is because they needed to make infill structure improvements. I might have said that correctly, but they grew so fast. They were like, wow, we need to go back and make sure that everything is okay so we don't have any problems. And they were really short on the reserve. So it really has affected the homeowners, the residents of Gilbert. So again, it's not always apple to apple. It's not just about the house prices, you guys. There's so many other variables. We talked about a couple of them already, the CFDs. We talked about water costs and transportation costs. That's a reality depending on where you live. You know what? You just got to give us a call. Shoot us a text, send us an email. We'll have a conversation with you so we can talk about these things so that you can help use it, weighing out the pros and cons as to what area is best for you. Okay, you guys, I'm at number one. Number one. You know, I promise you no one out there will get it, because when I saw it, I was like, what? Okay. It says the area is number one under $1 million as the best place to live in the greater Phoenix area is Ahwatukee Foothills. Now, this is part of the city of Phoenix. And let me tell you, once upon a time in the late 80s and the early 90s, this was like out in the middle of nowhere. People were like, oh, Ahwatukee, man, that's way out there. And now it's like smack dab in the middle of the city up against a mountain, and it has freeways, not on one side, but two sides, like it's hugged. So it's ideal for a lot of people for a lot of reasons. Very family friendly. There's only about 70,000 people that live in Ahwatukee. It's comprised of 3 different zip codes. This is what I mean, guys. You wouldn't know where to look. You got to give us a call so we can help you. I'm telling you, everyone that calls us and is like Chandler, Gilbert, Tempe, and then we go, how about Ahwatukee? And they're like, I've never heard of it. And then we give them a self-guided tour. Oh, what's that? Yeah, you got to give us a call to hear what our self-guided tour is. It's done through Google Maps. It's not like anyone else will ever provide you. But when they go there, they're like, this is it, guys. This is what I want. So family friendly, great schools. Kyrene School District. Also, there's basis. There's charter schools up this way. Phenomenal schools. It is, like I said, tucked up against South Mountain. South Mountain is actually the United States or the nation's largest private park. It's owned by the city of Phoenix. I don't even know how many acres it is, but I know it has 51 trails. And you know how I know? Because I've hiked every single one. I also I don't do it. I participate in a fundraiser from rim to rim. It's 17 miles. And let me tell you, I had shin splints, but I do this fundraising to give back to the Parks and Rec for the city of Phoenix. The median home price in this area is $480 to $550. So you can see it's very affordable. Again, compared to all the other areas. What I love about Ahwatukee out of all the other areas, it's not even a city, it's an area. This area is the most central of all of the cities that I've mentioned to you. You're only a 15-20 minute from the airport. You're only 10-15 minutes to Costco, 10-15 minutes to Super Mall in Chandler. You also have mountains. You can go camping. And there's no I shouldn't say that. There's no camping in in those mountains. Sorry, I was wrong there. But I take my dog there in the wintertime. We're out there maybe 3-4 times a week. Like, that's how close I live to these mountains, and I absolutely love it. Super close to massive employment. And again, medical care, entertainment, activities, dining, shopping, everything you can want in an area with mountain views is in Ahwatukee. So I hope that I've enlightened you just a little bit, maybe surprised you on a few of these things. But if you still have questions, and you probably do, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, days, nights, or weekends. Or if it's easier, you can go, whoops, right over here. This little guy, we make it easy for those techie people. Just pull out your phone. You can go right here to my QR code. It'll bring you to the website. We can connect that way. Whatever works for you, we're here days, nights, or weekends. We got your back when moving to Phoenix, Arizona. Until next time, see you soon. Bye.